Life has a way of testing us when we least expect it. Sometimes, the storms come without warning, knocking us down, shaking our faith, and making us wonder if the universe is conspiring against us. We look around and see others soaring while we are left struggling in the mud, asking, "Why me?" In those moments, fairness feels like a distant dream, and hope hides behind the darkest clouds. But what if those very struggles were the stepping stones to something greater? What if every unfair twist carried a secret purpose? This is the story of a boy who learned that truth the hard way. Ayan was only 17 when life punched him in the gut for the first time. His father, the backbone of their family, passed away suddenly, leaving behind a mountain of unpaid bills and dreams that now seemed shattered beyond repair. Overnight, Ayan went from being a carefree teenager to a young man with the weight of the world on his shoulders. He worked after school at a mechanic's shop, his hands stained with grease, his clothes reeking of oil. Every time he scrolled through his phone and saw his classmates sharing pictures from parties, vacations, or new gadgets their parents had bought them, a sharp pain twisted inside him. He wanted that life, a life where he didn't have to worry about the electricity bill or the price of rice. But instead, he was patching old tires and cleaning car engines just to buy his younger sister's school uniform. Some nights, he lay on his bed staring at the cracked ceiling, thinking about how unfair everything felt. Why did his father have to leave? Why was he stuck in a cycle he never chose? God must have forgotten me, he muttered countless times. One rainy evening, after a long shift, Ayan walked home drenched to the bone. His shoes squished with every step, and his stomach growled because he hadn't eaten since morning. Just as he reached his street, he noticed kids laughing and splashing in the puddles, carefree and joyful. For a moment, anger burned inside him. Not at them, but at life itself. He wanted to scream, "Why them and not me?" When he reached home, his mother was sitting silently in the dim light, a worn sari draped around her shoulders. She looked up and gave him a tired smile. "You've grown up so fast," she whispered, tears glistening in her eyes. That night, Ayan didn't sleep. He sat by the window, listening to the rain, thinking deeply. Something inside him stirred, a question he had never asked himself before. What if this pain is shaping me into someone stronger? What if this is my test? From that day forward, Ayan made a decision. If life wanted to test him, he would rise to the challenge. He started waking up at dawn to study before school, knowing education was his ticket out of this cycle. He worked extra hours at the shop, saving every rupee he could. Sometimes, exhaustion clawed at him so fiercely that his body begged him to quit, but he refused. One afternoon, while fixing a customer's car, the owner, a businessman named Mr. Riemann, noticed Ayan's dedication. "You're a hard worker, son." He's watching him tighten a bolt with precision. Ayan just nodded with a polite smile, too shy to say much. A week later, the same man returned with an offer. "If you're interested, I can give you a part-time job at my office. It pays better than this." That opportunity changed everything. Ayan started working at Mr. Remann's office in the evenings, learning about accounts, business deals, and negotiations. For the first time, he was in an environment that opened his eyes to bigger dreams. Yet the road wasn't easy. He still faced humiliation from people who looked down on him for being poor. Some classmates laughed at his worn-out shoes and faded bag. But instead of breaking him, those moments fueled his determination. One day his friend Oman said, "Bro, why do you try so hard? Life is unfair. Accept it." Ayan looked him straight in the eyes and replied, "Maybe it's unfair to everyone, but I'm not going to let that decide my future." Years rolled by, and Ayan never stopped. Every rejection, every insult became fuel. He realized something profound. Life isn't about fairness, it's about strength. It's about what you do when things don't go your way. And slowly the universe began to open doors. He earned a scholarship to a top university, leaving everyone shocked. At 28, Ayan stood on the stage of a packed auditorium, the CEO of a successful tech startup. Reporters flashed cameras, investors shook his hand, and employees looked up to him with admiration. But when he spoke into the microphone, his voice carried the weight of his journey. "I want to tell you something," he began. "Life didn't give me an easy road. At 17, I thought my world had ended. I thought life was cruel, unfair, and against me. But I've learned something. Unfair moments are not the end. They're the beginning. They are the training ground for strength, resilience, and character. He paused, looking at the young faces in the audience. You will face storms you never saw coming. People will doubt you, life will knock you down, and nothing will seem fair. But when that happens, remember this: your struggle is your strength. Every sleepless night, every tear, every obstacle, they are shaping you into someone unstoppable. As applause thundered across the hall, Ian glanced toward the front row, where his mother and sister sat, tears streaming down their faces. He smiled, remembering the boy who once walked home in the rain, angry at the world. That boy had learned the most powerful truth. Life doesn't have to be fair for you to win. You just have to refuse to give up. Later that night, as he stepped out into the cool air, he whispered to himself, "Thank you, life, for every unfair moment. Because without them, I wouldn't be here." And that's the secret. No one tells you when life feels unfair. It's giving you the gift of becoming someone stronger than you ever imagined.